every time I play a
let's
game
go.
once it's released, like my hand is flying all over the controller and everything's. I'm like, what is going on? Where are all my my cheats, man?
Where's my stuff?
Where's my stuff?
We had a question here. Who was just saying this about can you hide the mini map? Yeah, there's a ton of like HUD customization stuff you can do.
Tons.
So you can, that's something that I wanted to leave it on just so y'all could see how it goes. But you tune in about a month to our live streams once this game comes out, and we'll play around with the HUD. We'll see what we can do.
Sure.
Yeah. You want to take off the mini map, the health bars. You could do all that.
Now getting a look at the
exact opposite.
Oh, you like?
I want it all on. I want everything on.
Getting a look at some of the arsenal here. You've got your Supremo backpack in the main slot, 3 primary weapons and a sidearm, and then 5 gear pieces. And there's a lot of different ways to like customize the whole operation. Plus your look.
Can't see my chat. There we go. What's up, guys? What's up? What's up, Don? Briarios?
Sorry, with what you're wearing, you can
what's up?
Like a cosmetic customization and swap out the look and keep the stats.
Appreciate the birthday wish.
That's a shift. Is your progression is tied?
Yeah, 29, man. 29.
Gives you a lot more freedom in terms of your.
I forgot all about this show right here too. I was like, oh shit.
And one of the things I noticed about the gear was that some of the stuff.
This is Far Cry 6 that we're looking at.
You know, as it does, sort of.
We're gonna get the Dead Space gameplay.
One of the gloves was like.
I think it's set around 1, so I'm gonna switch to the one at 1.
There were some shoes that were like.
When we get it, what's up, Envy, Taryn, and
Put these on. I need those.
Yeah, and whether it's weapons or gear, you know, if you wear a certain vest that'll repel, the poison.
It looks okay. I'm not blown away by it.
So you're kind of.
It would have been better if they put in 1440p at least, get more of a context.
Look at this. Cheech waits for nobody.
Speaking of problem solving,
just starting things.
Yep, 29, sir.
That's what we wanted to get across with Chicharron is you don't know.
Yeah, I wonder where the hell Blaze is at. I want to get his opinion on this. The graphics do look a little
fighting.
Our mission here is to protect Chicharron.
So,
I don't feel like Chicharron needs anything.
Let me jump into the server.
No, not really.
I'm curious about
I think the rest of the world needs protection from
What's
Chicharron.
going on with these graphics?
Oh god, what is this weapon?
He's probably at work though.
Oh, this? I feel like this is just a tease because we're actually going inside. The fireworks. Wait, am I going to use the fireworks?
Yeah, I want to jump through. I'm in the RGT chat. I'm in the open chat.
But you'll see some fireworks later. Don't worry. That's like Chekhov's.
Turn 29 in February? Nah, man. This is like the worst time to be 29, bro. I swear, with the pandemic and everything, with the state of the world, it feels awkward for me personally.
You mentioned the fire earlier.
It's like my last of my 20s, and the world is in this state right now.
I love that you saved
or in
it
this
for
shape.
the document, the library, basically, to unload.
Absolutely.
So far, Craig.
Look, Chicharron hates these documents, and I'm trying to help out my little buddy here.
That's it. Chicharron knows what to do. Man, the moment we saw... I think the turning point with Chicharron was when he got the collar. Once he got the punk rock collar, everything sort of...
He turned 41 on... Really?
I'm thinking those like neon spurs or whatever. I don't know what you call them on a rooster. Those like the back like claw.
Yeah, the spurs. They're spurs.
Yeah.
What's up, Biggie Bush?
So folks asking in chat, I do have some clarification on co-op. So co-op is possible between generations of the same platform, so like Xbox One to Xbox Series X and S. It is not available across systems.
Hey
so
Don, you want to come through? I'm in the open chat, in the
is
Discord. Anybody in the chat, y'all want to? Y'all on that Discord.
Progression is live for everyone.
Links in the description.
If you own the game on multiple platforms, you have one save.
Yeah,
your
give
save
your
carries
thoughts
over
on
from
this
one
for watching
to the next.
Camera grabs.
2 notes before as we continue.
Congrats.
You'll see some more looks of Chicharron because you can customize you can get your amigos in different outfits. We're going to see a little bit of those later. Also, if you want to go back and pause the stream when we were just looking at that document, you can learn a little bit more about Yelena, the leader of La Moral that we were talking about earlier, that who Navid was talking about. That was like a little dossier on her. And you can see exactly.
No
what
way,
threat
Ari. You're
the
42.
army thinks
Well, I thought
she
you were
is.
younger. No, it's some
Now,
real.
Chicharron,
I appreciate you, man. You've been
like
supporting for a while, man. I
endless
appreciate you.
bloodlust, and hatred for
What's up, Dave?
Castillo soldiers. Also, like, he's got an ego, man. He wants people to know that he's been here. So the way this is concluded,
Brooklyn Breed, what's up?
He's the cock
Thank
of the
you.
walk.
Appreciate it.
He's showing off.
absolutely. So you gotta let.
You said I
folks
was really
know
hyped for this game, but now
who
you're
was-
not. It looked good in the. That's the thing. So what you guys are looking at too. Here's the funny thing. Here's a fun fact of the
music, right?
gameplay you guys are watching.
music,
This is actually Xbox Series X gameplay.
Perfect.
Look at him. Look how happy
See?
he is.
There's the gameplay reveal for Xbox Series X.
Always happy to help you out, Chicharron.
So to
Nothing
anybody who
like
might
that
say, "Oh, this is
probably ended
PS5 and it looks
screaming.
bad," or
Now we have
you know what I
one
mean,
more
they might
edition
blame
before
it.
we can
This is
recruit
actually
him as
Series
Amigo.
X,
We're gonna hop into that
which is
now.
a little
Before
shocking.
we do that, folks, just a quick note
to
about
say
the
the
footage
least.
you're seeing.
I was
ran
expecting
on
a
the-
little bit
it's
more
captured
out of
from an
this.
Xbox Series X. Pre-recorded so we could show you a bunch of different segments.
That's
and
wild,
edit them
man.
together. So we have chunk here, chunk there, chunk there. And of course, we're streaming it at 1080p, 60 frames a second, because that's sort of our optimal, like, how we want to stream to you. But of course, settings will exist for higher graphical fidelity and whatnot as your
How many
setup
girls I brought to the
permits.
crib? Shit, it's impossible at this point.
One of the things I want to point out
Shit.
briefly,
Girl, I did
that
if I
I'm
could
a big
move.
fan of, and we talked a little about gear.
Hey, get out
outfitting
more
your
again.
Danny with.
I'm gonna try
you
though.
know,
I'm trying to get
what
out
you
more.
Want them,
I need to.
what gear
Work's
you want them to
keeping me
have
busy.
and the stats that come along with it. But the thing I'm a really big fan, I'm really glad y'all have this in at launch, is being able to customize the appearance
You guys.
of those gear items.
Oh, yeah.
So, folks, basically the way it works is if you have a piece of gear,
That's
you
true.
like the stats of the piece of gear, but maybe you don't like the look of it necessarily, you can swap
played
out the
Far Cry?
appearance with another gear item of the same category
Yeah.
that you already own. Which I think,
It's a massive
Especially-
roster. It's huge.
oh, it's a huge roster. There's so many things to choose from as you unlock them. But the thing that I think, the reason I'm so happy about this, Naveed, is that Far Cry 6 has third-person cutscenes for the first time. So you're seeing your
do,
Danny a lot more
yes.
than you would normally see a Far Cry protagonist.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that was a big let's see if it works moment several years ago. That thankfully
So I'm
paid
not
off. But
really
yeah,
a
that was
big
one of the
Far Cry
reasons
guy.
we wanted
Never
to do,
been personally.
third-person cutscenes. Not only that you're sort of more invested. I love how angry at the mongoose he is. First of all,
He's not having it.
but yeah.
Yeah, so I've never really been a
it's one
huge
of those
Far Cry
things
guy.
where
Never got
you
all
get
the
to be a
way
bit
into
more
the franchise
invested in
like
Danny's
that.
Story.
For what I saw early on,
know,
like leading me
your
up to this,
Danny,
it looked good. It looked
doing
fine,
their
especially
thing,
the
interacting
weapons.
with the characters.
What we're showing here,
It instantly
maybe it's
works
the
when you
stream
try
on
to
their
do
end, but it doesn't really. You see what I'm saying? It's
just-
not really
he
coming
doesn't hold
across
back.
that great on their end.
Oh,
I don't
no,
know
kill.
why.
Oh,
It's awesome.
Um,
I'm not
the
just
quality's
taking out
not that
this
great.
dude.
What's up, H Dog?
Hey,
Hey, what you come? Come,
it.
what you
That's
come
it.
through, H Dog? I'm in the server.
Because he
Jump
knows
in the
what's
open
gonna
chat.
happen. He knows.
Let's see what
So
you got to
for the-
say on it,
For
dog.
folks who missed it, this mission right now, we have to keep.
He said
Chicharron
BG's
alive while
impression
Rex
video
is
made it
monument.
better.
Now,
Yeah, I believe that. I
people
believe
call this
that.
a follow and protect mission.
It's
If you're
better when
watching
you render it.
Chicharron in action, it's not. It's like a follow and keep up. Because
There's no
Yeah.
bullet damage.
Come
This is
along for
Rooster.
the ride.
it's so
Yeah, this
vicious.
is Chicharron is Batman and you're Robin here.
Definitely a high chaos amigo. We'll see a stealthy amigo situation with Chorizo in just a little bit. But yeah.
And one of the games we played, the writing team was Eric Marcisac,
Yeah, I don't know,
the
man.
writers over in Montreal, was to see how many times we could get the word Chicharron in the dialogue. So if you play it, it's like Chicharron is either in every
do you got,
sentence or
melee?
every
What
other
just happened?
sentence. It's just one of those nerdy little things. that we
Oh,
do.
it's so fun to say. Now, I want to talk about this Resolver weapon. It's called El Muro, which means the wall, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So
because
they're
you
focusing
got
their
this huge
attention
shield,
on the
and then
chicken instead of the dude with
basically
the
a
gun.
revolver shotgun. And then we got the missile airstrike.
A sawed-off shotgun at that. Yeah.
There
Oh
we go.
lord.
So when things get hot, having El Muro around is really helpful. 'cause
Yeah, it feels
you
like
got
it.
that big shield. You can also melee with that shield. It's so good. It's so good. I like that little table there is all set up for like a nice, it's where the champagne glasses is for the soldiers to like inaugurate this situation.
You're well. pre-ordered and paid for this game.
Well, you talked about
yeah, Dying Light 2 is the game I want the most.
Where you customize your weapon.
Let's not forget the downgraders for Ubisoft.
That kind of
oh, that's not.
That's
not, especially with Watch Dogs. Oh Lord, we don't want to go down that road. Have you heard from? Have you heard from random devs say Ratchet and Clank part easily been done on PS3? I actually did. I actually wanted to do a video on it because I had like everything set up to record. I was probably gonna drop that today. Get my thoughts on it.
Super fun.
I think he was. I think he was. He didn't really have any more like actual.
So satisfying.
I forgot what happened with the story. What up, homie?
You like it even more when you're like literally catching on fire. You're trying not to go down.
Wait, speaking of that, I'm so happy you caught on fire there, Chris. Because I think any Far Cry veteran has caught themselves on fire, you know, 1 or 2 or 8
part of the
times.
DNA.
Yeah. There's a mission fairly early on.
I thought you was at work. See?
You're given the flamethrower for the first time, Naveed, but you're also given
Fire and Fury.
Yeah,
a pair of gloves,
I kind of want the night gig to be honest, so I can be home in the morning.
It's a gear item, and their unique ability is that if you are caught on fire, you are automatically.
How you feeling this so far?
Oh yeah, and it was a complete game changer.
Yeah. There's so many things like that, and that's sort of what I'm getting at, the right tool for the right job. Like you know, whether it's armor-piercing rounds,
definitely more crisp. Yeah.
Repel poison and fire, that kind of thing, or gloves. Shoes that'll help you go a little faster, that type of thing. It's one of those things that you really can. You have so much freedom to do what you want.
Yeah.
I'm just in awe.
Yeah, that's what he did, Jake. I forgot about that. That's what. Yeah. Because I remember he didn't really make a hype. He didn't make a crazy game.
This is one of the enemies that really surprised me because it's they've obviously got the elite look. They've got the helmet, but that dude is also throwing down deployable shields. And taking cover behind them. They're tenacious, but we have solutions for that, as you can see.
I don't know, were you expecting? It looked. I mean, again, this is just. I'm basing this strictly off of the stream. I'm guessing from their end.
Like 3 months.
But
chat is loving the.
I was kind of expecting a little bit more. I guess.
So good.
And
here we go.
Right. Because this is what you're seeing is Xbox Series X. By the way, yeah, this is Series X. They're showing Series X first. They're not even showing PS5.
There he is.
So this is Chitron being like, "You're cool, we're good."
Damn sure did on stream. That's for sure.
There you go.
I don't know, man. $70 for this. I gotta see. Hopefully they didn't do they didn't pull an Ubisoft and actually do. I'm seeing a lot of people say downgrades. I hope not. I hope not in the chat. I hope they didn't do that. Ooh, that would hurt.
Right now, you're gonna see what happens when you try to go in for the scritches.
That would actually hurt.
Back up.
It's not having it.
Mind your business, Chris.
You could not pet the rooster.
Fresh Prince fans out there.
Oh man.
You cannot. Quick, want to address a question in chat. Folks are asking about some PC specs and console specs. More information is going to be posting on that pretty soon. If you're curious how it's going to run on your PC, what kind of settings you can get into, we're going to have more information on that. Keep an eye on news.ubisoft.com in the lead up to the release, which is just.
I don't know. I'm already kind of. The gimmick with the chicken's already kind of weird now at this point because like the chicken dances. I don't know if you noticed.
Trying to make a nice monument, so they're
yeah, it dances in front of the enemy and like they aim at the chicken. So it's like the chicken's basically a dog or something. Yeah, you're shooting at this chicken who can't be hit. They can't shoot.
And that's kind of where a lot of that kicked off. And, like,
shout out to the superior artist with the 5. He says, I missed it on Twitter, but happy birthday. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Of all the pet animations. You gonna pet the horse?
What I do?
Pet the horse?
Yeah, you are, Chris.
Absolutely.
Shit, not much, man.
Listen,
not much you really can do.
What they want, Naveed.
This is kind of chill. I said that. Relax,
We've got Chicharon pets.
Chilled the family for a change. I mean, I already came back from the reunion, so I was already out of town a couple of days prior, so it wasn't like that big. I do want to do something big though for when I turn 30.
Flying cars and all
next
this
year.
shit.
So
the horse is
we'll
my
see what's up.
number
Hopefully the world is more open.
Go to, like it just works so well, and I don't get nauseous on it, which is amazing. If you've ever been horse riding,
yeah, the horse looks good.
This is not actual horse riding. It's like what you think horse riding is going to be like. It's perfect.
It's what it should be.
Horse riding is a lot more discomfort as you. I don't know, man. First time I trotted on a horse, it's basically.
You have to time it, right?
You got to time it because otherwise you're just like butt to saddle, absolutely just getting tenderized. So I finished that situation.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Horse. I said, that's my horse now, thank you. And then just kind of like rode over the hill because I was like, maybe I'll go find something.
Yeah, I've seen it. I was in Philly.
Stumbled upon this military ambush site at these, out on the outskirts of this like little agricultural complex.
People did it a few times before.
And here is where we're going to do a little stealth, folks. You guy has some stealth chops. We're gonna see some stealth here.
Ooh, okay, Chris.
I know, Yusuf. I know you. Like,
pressure's on, Chris. Pressure's on.
Shout out to Iman, becoming a channel member. Appreciate you, my guy. Thank you.
So we're scouting. We got our little binoculars here. Folks are wondering
Appreciate
about turning off
you.
health bars and stuff like that.
What's up, Chief? Thank you very much for the birthday wish. I appreciate it. It was good, man. I had a good birthday. I can't complain.
Well,
29 now, you know what I mean? The world's already closed off, so there's not much you can do. But
as I was playing, I was sort of getting more of a idea for.
I'll take horse riding and ghost. Oh yeah, that's a no-brainer.
You're giving the fans what they want.
We do, but look. So there, a look at Chorizo's
so wait, the dog
abilities.
can't walk. Hold
as
on.
you
What's
use
up
his
with
abilities,
this?
you can unlock new
Chorizo.
ones. You know, feel free to just go back and clip this out here, folks, to get a closer
his
look.
Tiny legs. So small.
So we got a couple different Chorizos here.
Look at that.
Oh my God, the bling
outfits. The
bling chorizo.
This is like a real crafty one. I like that.
Oh.
This is like
there you go.
What's up,
I've told this
Donovan? What's up? He said, "Why?
The next day, everyone's
hold on. I think he said BG's podcast was a shit show yesterday, talking about the new PS5. Bro, listen, everybody was, including me. Like, everybody has their concerns about that remodel, bro. I'm telling you, everybody has their concerns. What's up, John? But everybody has their concerns. Like me personally, I don't want to assume the worst for it till we see like the internal, like the temps and everything, what's going on with the CPU and all that stuff. If all that stuff is good, then the remodel is fine. There's no issues there. But you know, it is. You know, a lot of people, especially me, you know, it's worth noting, especially when they changed a lot of stuff now.
And it was so smooth. I really.
That's the only thing.
And now we see the good boy go to work.
Look at this. Look at this.
How are you not gonna?
Doesn't get better than this.
How are you not gonna try to see what's up? Now, Nivi,
yeah. So each pet has their own specific feature. Chorizo is a decoy.
Did anyone on the team have their little wiener dog?
Oh man.
But that's so wrong. That's so wrong. It's got the wheels.
Weird.
Yeah, that's so wrong.
Plastic thing, but the best was on the mocap floor. We created a model chorizo with wheels. And
see, that's weird. No dismemberment, no real.
It was
you know
nowhere.
what I mean?
It was actually kind of scary to look at because it had like no eyes but still, you got the emotion. You got the emotion out of it.
Yeah, Battlefield looks fire.
Plushie. I'm still waiting. I think I send a message probably once a week about that. Like, where's the plushie? Can you just
now you can send him this clip. Be like, you understand the lengths I'm willing to go to get this plushie.
Yeah, exactly. I was, you know, we didn't have E3.
Bro, you read my mind on that Battlefield. Battlefield is really impressing me. Even though we have Machino Destruction,
I had a lot of ideas.
It's been really impressing me. I would play that before I played a Vanguard.
Best Boy was a good clarification.
Yeah, Vanguard looked pretty much the same as what was that last one that came on? What was it, on PS4? Was it World War II?
Trying to mix it up.
Oh my god. Oh
Looks
my
exactly
god.
the same as World War II.
Cute.
They got parkour. Well, did they have parkour? It looked like they had parkour, and like she's climbing. I forgot what it was.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a dark side.
Teresa has seen some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, why is that now a thing? They're pushing that into the game.
Okie dokie.
You know what? If I have to go, you know, I want the last thing I experience to be the joy in Teresa's eyes.
Of petting Teresa.
Just so happy to watch the machete go into your throat.
You said they don't talk about Xbox Harvest on the show.
Chat.
They talk about them. The thing is, Smooth,
Look,
you gotta keep in mind, Smooth likes to talk about the whole PlayStation side.
Right, Naveed?
So,
Yeah, absolutely.
no, Smooth's the best.
Anton has sort of his cabinet,
Yo, the AI
so
is not impressive right now.
So there's multiple villains in Far Cry 6 covering different aspects of his sort of regime. And yeah, in the east, it's Admiral Benitez, so she runs the Navy and the military in the east. And then you have Mr.
Yep,
Mr.
World War II I did
McKay,
not like
who
at
is
all.
the aforementioned import-export. But each
I said already,
sort of
bro. I
region of
feel
the
you,
game
fam.
has
It's
their-
crazy
their
time.
sort of,
We 90s babies though,
deputy to
so
Castillo.
we was alright born in pivotal time. Gotta stay
We got
positive.
some amazing
That's true.
performances,
That's true.
From these
It feels like yesterday I was watching
films.
Ronin
I
Warriors,
can't
bro.
wait for it to drop. Just counting the days.
Mummy's alive, you know what I mean? Chilling.
Far now.
Now look at
So
me.
this is actually two little open world kind of objectives here. It was
Yeah,
to
we're
complete
doing
the
more
ambush,
than that now.
but there's also a Supremo Bond. I mean, you know what that's.
You need that gunpowder and you need that Supremo Bond. You heard it here. Make sure you hang on to that. Because that's how you get the reservoir weapons. And the depleted uranium. I don't know if you're going to manage to get some depleted uranium. But
Now, look, folks.
Oh my
Again,
god.
we know what you came for.
There it is. There it is. Look at
What
this.
the hell did they do to this dog?
He's so small.
I think you can drop the mic now and just
Wow.
walk away.
I mean, look,
Yeah.
there's more
We should've
content here,
ended
folks,
there.
but
We
that
should've
was the
ended there.
chorizo pat.
They're really highlighting this.
That would have been a perfect.
You know,
Like,
it's funny you
come
say
on,
that because
bro.
we
They're
actually
really highlighting this.
the stream will end on a pat. There will be a
Okay,
pat at the
okay.
very end.
Spoilers, spoilers.
And then once this stream wraps in a
For
little over
Vanguard?
15 minutes, we got bonus
Some of it Vanguard?
gameplay footage coming for you on the Xbox Twitch channel. We'll tell you all about it at the end of the stream here. But first, we got both stuff up.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And what you did there is pretty important. Those AA cannons are protecting the skies, so you know you got to take those out in order to fly around with your choppers and flying cars and whatnot. So
Listen, was I shot down
spark right.
with from an AA gun? Yes. So it was.
Hold on.
Now we're
My
taking
bad,
a
let me
look
go
at
back to
Guapo.
the chat.
yeah.
I just can't wait to pre-order Horizon Zero West on
You know how I
Thursday.
knew Guapo?
I see
You
you.
know how I knew Guapo was the right name?
Talk to me.
Is
Gonna be
just
my
named
go-to multiplayer this
Guapo
holiday
Guapo.
is Battlefield.
And we
Okay.
went to do casting.
Yeah,
and
I can see
stepped
that.
out of
I can
the
see myself
hotel,
getting
and
lost
this
on it.
car, I'm not kidding, pulled right up to me.
Sorry, hold on,
and
my
it just
chat's
said
kind of like
Guapo
coming in,
on the
so
license
make sure I
plate.
got
This
everybody.
was like the day after.
So I watch Dealers Podcast, Stay
That's
Cool,
like, the
BG,
stars are
Weapon
aligning
Wolf
here.
Podcast, Stay Trash.
Perfect.
Weapon Wolf's cool,
Nate,
man.
I gotta
I've
ask,
been on there
I-
multiple
I-
times.
I don't think
Weapon
this
Wolf's
is what you
cool.
meant, but just in case
Thing
it
about
is, I
Weapon
gotta
Wolf,
You just
I can
started
say that
casting,
about
were
Weapon
you
Wolf. They touch
casting the
on
crocodile?
a lot of stuff outside of gaming. So if you can, yeah, so that's kind of what a lot of people kind of don't like as of late. So if you don't like stuff outside of gaming, then I can see, you know, you going
Have you
to
ever held a croc
RDX.
before?
You know what I mean?
Oh no, oh no.
Did you say
Hell,
held a croc?
fucking Solid
I've
Cast
held
that I do
one.
with Blaze
Yeah.
and
Really? It's
Rev. We
very
don't really
weird.
just typically
held a
stick
baby
to
croc.
gaming.
Size
We
of
go
a
into
baby?
outside
Not
stuff
full.
too.
It was like
Yeah, we don't do that
mid-size.
neither. Reason why we don't do
You
that is
feel
not that we don't want to.
everything.
It's just the fact that
Like,
gaming
it's like this
news
thin
is so
layer of skin
saturated,
and you just, all its
oversaturated.
organs are there.
So we do that.
Anyway, this took a
RGT,
turn.
y'all know us. I do a
Very
spin
odd.
now.
Said that, I was
RGT.
like, you feel
I do the
everything
gaming
like
news,
your own
obviously, right? We'll do the
mortality,
recaps,
like
we'll talk.
eons of
But most of the
evolution,
time,
like-
I'm trying to
That as
talk to
well.
somebody in the industry,
Really
just
appreciate
offer
your
more
choices.
to it.
Look at at the jersey.
Bro, they got a jersey on the damn Gator, yo. I'm dead.
Because you're using
the
Macarena CD launcher.
Yes.
This is the Discos Locos.
Listen, if
oh my God, we're legit. We're putting a damn Gator in a damn.
So I was hearing the
jersey.
song play a little bit. Is it when you ADS? Is it when you aim down sights that the song starts playing?
Yeah,
the CD starts spinning.
It starts spinning.
That's so weird.
That's where the haptic feedback comes into play as well.
They put a
jersey
on.
Hold it down a little, you can just play the song. So.
Oh, that's cold.
Play a lot with the haptic feedback here.
That's pretty neat. Now I put this jersey on. A little shout out to the Bay Area folks there. We got some classic Warriors colors.
Oh yeah, that was like one of the main guns everybody was hyped for. It was that one, a few others.
It's like the very crocodile move. That's why I wanted this clip to be included because it's so good. Yeah, it's
very like crocodile move.
Quintessential croc as we ride up here into the sun. I believe this is sunrise.
I still can't get over the idea of casting a crocodile, just going to like a big casting call. I picture all of them sitting in like a waiting room together, just like very nervous, like going over their lines.
I gotta give a shout out to like our art team and our 3D team and our programmers. Like you're sort of riding by it, but you got rain in this game. You got tropical rain happening.
Oh yeah.
And that was a feat to pull off, and it just looks gorgeous.
And it's like a sun shower right here.
The Xbox Series X, yeah. Oh, it's great. The game is stunning.
This dog's gonna run off. Now here's our crocodile moment.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So he kills it.
Oh, the spin, like the death spin or whatever.
So he killed the whatever and didn't.
Classic
I'm confused.
Croc roll.
What just happened here?
Death roll says lagging in the chat. Yeah, I mean it's so gnarly. Now we're just gonna do a little some exploration, a few little vignettes here before we get to a final kind of outpost takedown in a little bit. But if you know me, you know that in addition to high chaos, I'm also really down with the aerial takedowns.
Yes. Oh God.
You don't say.
Oh.
And the inclination was just right there. It's like,
what did John say? He's about to do
Chris,
gaming and other news to keep from just listening to the same
impressive.
topic.
I knew you'd enjoy that one, Yusuf. Thank you.
For a price. Yeah, I understand. And that's the thing about gaming podcasts. It's getting harder for everybody to not, you know what I mean?
Super fun is
like
just
to not go down that sort
to be honest. Like, just a ride.
They make
and the music,
make John a mod. I forgot about that.
Music in here that will pop up as you're playing. I like it also. One of my favorite things is when music is playing in other cars that just drive by, because like that happens a lot on my street. You know, it feels like it feels like part of the bigger world, part of your community. Just like listening to music as folks.
And our audio director, Eduardo Weissman, and his team.
Looks like Far Cry.
From
what the graphics were showing at the time, it was like next level. So hopefully it looks better than this when we get it.
Yeah, it's a trip, man. Just drive around, enjoy the sunset, and that's the, I don't know if you're gonna. I think you're sort of doing it here, but that you can holster in Far Cry 6.
Oh yeah.
I can't stress this enough. How different an experience.
You got like a
I mean, you're not doing that
edition
now.
for it or something.
No.
But if
From
you holster,
downtown.
That's it. That's it. Got some Steph Curry action out. But if you holster, it's a totally different experience.
Yeah. Then these dudes roll up, these guys have hunted me down. So of course.
Well, you've been causing some damage now, Chris.
What is with the AI, bro? They're like stopping.
That horse is on fire.
Are y'all seeing this?
Is on fire.
What's with the AI?
I got
you
this sniper
those
rifle.
rounds though. Yeah.
This is So I
Oh,
actually
the AI
got this
is not
unique
really,
weapon.
unless they got this one
Picking up sort
extremely
of
easy. The AI is not
customizable
really
weapons. You can also
intelligent.
pick up unique weapons. So it's got unique cosmetic. If you wind the tape or the clip back once this stream's over, you'll see the different look to it. And it's also got incendiary rounds, as we saw.
It didn't hurt him.
I think I got that from doing a Grand Prix race in this area. So if you're looking
I'm telling you, some wild, it's a wild stuff going on here.
It's in the southeastern part of the map. It'll all make sense.
Some wild stuff going on with
this
this game right now.
Just over a month, October 7th. It's coming.
Gonna head over to that work.
Yeah, I get them.
Gonna have some fun over here.
I am.
Let's see, did he,
I am gonna mess around here. This is we're actually gonna see, because it's slightly out of order. We're gonna see me customizing the file, which I used in one of the earlier clips. So, you know, checking out the various sites you can put on and doing a little customization here.
While we were watching this, Chris, Naveed, I want to go back to something that you brought up, but we didn't quite address it completely. The holstering your weapon, how much that changes game. But what does that do exactly?
At this point.
Well, it's something that hasn't existed before in Far Cry, where you holster and you can sort of blend in. You know, no one's gonna really. You're just gonna be an average yarn walking around. So it's good for, you know, if you want to go.
Yeah, this makes me appreciate The Last of Us a little bit even more with the crafting system
and that kind of thing. Walk
really
around,
much here.
Enjoy the sunset, so to speak.
New at least.
But it's also good for ambushes. It's also good
for
sneaking up onto the military. And yeah, it's one of those things that when we put it in there, you realize how much of a difference it makes. It just makes the world feel a lot more realistic. And those ambushes are satisfying. If you holstered up, yeah.
Well, I really love the holstered effect because you also get to like see more of the environment and stuff like that. Now we're gonna see here. This is, well, obviously a gnarly takedown, but this is another Resolver weapon. It shoots like EMPs that stun people, as you can see.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't realize that it was not fully deadly, so I turned around and was like, oh god, they're back!
You went back to Old Faithful. See?
Yeah, look, I'm trying to stay alive here. But just a note on keeping it holstered, I came across an enemy.
Bro, like in Last of Us 2? Like Ellie or
I was able to
or what's his name? They'll put the whole gun down, right? They'll unclip the
locations of resources. Whereas if I'd had
like they'll unload it, they'll unclip it, they'll take the sights off and all stuff. So if you go, you know what I mean, they'll do all that stuff. It's like that was just basic. You're just clicking. You know what's funny? That looks exactly, if not, that's identical to what we were playing earlier, which was Alien Fire Teams. Everybody in the chat, remember I was streaming that? That's the exact same crafting system.
You know, they're willing to play both sides.
It's like I guess it takes more time to put those type of crafting system in there, but
what's going on?
I don't know, man. There's nothing really shocking that's blowing me away.
The Grand Prix races with that kind of thing. See that? There you go. Right tool for the right job, right?
That's it. And that helicopter did not blow up, as you'll see here.
No.
I mean, I think it might end up blowing up, but like
beauty. Because he threw a grenade at it.
I don't want that helicopter. I don't want it.
I'm not mad that it's gonna blow up, but I think it actually I think it took back off. That's the thing.
Oh, okay.
I think the truck is what blew up. The pilot was like, and then like was able to take back off. So we're gonna have to bring it back down. Yeah.
God, give me a break.
Definitely a great way to like, and so this is like, how do you get a helicopter down?
These are crucial, though.
You gotta explode it or something.
The dead space reveal is reportedly at 1, so I'm gonna switch to that as soon as we get to 1, or I guess after this. So we'll see if they play
rifle necessarily, but you might be able to do some EMP on it.
What's up, brother? What's up, Sean? What's up?
Oh yeah, stealing it for yourself. I mean, for sure. That's the name of the game.
That's Gadia right there.
All right, here
your birthday was yesterday too?
Sat station. Another.
Stop playing. Your birthday was on the 30th too. Hey, happy birthday, boy.
Down here.
Appreciate it, man.
You're gonna find out. Y'all gonna find out.
And that is the El Susuro.
Yes, we mentioned
Rush Craze in 29.
And this is one of those weapons, like the bow, where you look at the body and you can see a large nail sticking out of it. It's just like morbidly fun, but
true to life.
First, we got to check out some different.
Tried it for Spider-Man.
Look at this!
Nice.
Look at this!
Our lad Chicharron.
Looking hot, Chicharron.
What's up, Terry?
Oh my
god! This game looked dope.
With the bling.
In terms of what you can do, sure. In terms of what I'm seeing, I mean, I'm not really a Far Cry guy.
I love it.
So I can't really comment on the visuals at this point.
Yeah.
Weapons do look a little different from what we were showing. And by the way, this is Xbox Series X. Everybody who's just joining, this is Series X. It's not PS5.
That is where the most freedom is, because no one's looking on the team.
Hey, happy birthday, turn 44.
So once it's out there, it's out there. It's too late. But
if I ever have kids, this is probably gonna be the most awkward time of my life I would ever tell them about. COVID-19. Even though I'm pretty sure that's going to be in history lesson for them.
There's tons of Easter eggs, jokes, and just amazing work they've done.
Definitely worth, reading the.
He says switch to Dead Space starts in a minute. I bet.
And whatnot,
just bear with me. Let me just start this.
I'd like you to know that I did not just step on a grenade. Thank you very much.
Just bear with me.
You're gonna lure the guy over.
We're not that advanced, Naveed. That's why we have you here.
Alright, so that was, you guessed
friends
it.
At Ubisoft News Plays. Lure enemies onto tripwires, and they'll blow themselves up.
That's why you get chorizo.
I'm just gonna hit.
Oh man, chorizo just watching and. Oh, absolutely gnarly! I love it. We're not trying to set off alarms. We're not trying to set off alarms here.
Not on this playthrough. I mean, I gotta say, the one thing I also appreciate about all this stuff is the audio design here, the propaganda. It's all custom. Everything you're hearing is custom. We got a marching band from from Latin America to do like the anthem, so it's all unique. Tiara, they did an amazing job.
There is if you folks go back and watch the first base takedown, there is some propaganda from Anton describing like what is a rebel, and like talking about how they are like, you know, maybe it's a defect of character or like a failure, like just like absolutely eviscerating who he thinks the rebels are. And it's savage. Like
we did all that propaganda, a lot of that propaganda recording in one day. So there was like a solid 2 hours of
that's cool.
me.
I can't hear shit. Sorry guys. Here we go. Dead Space, baby. This woman is persistent. Hit that like button if y'all ain't done so already. Appreciate it.
My name is Philippe Ducharme. I'm senior producer on Dead Space. With me here today is Roman Campos Oriera, the creative director on the project.
Hello everyone.
T'es prêt, Roman?
Toujours.
All right, let's get started. So what we're about to do today is a bit unorthodox for us at EA. We're going to give you, with this live stream, a first look at some very early, and I'll say very, very early footage.
Very, very, very early.
Footage from the game. But we wanted to do this because we want to be open with the communication and open about how we're tackling this game. However, I want to be clear. This is not a gameplay reveal. We're not going to be showcasing very long sections of the game or one full chapters. We want to give you all an early look at the game that we're making.
I mean, we already played Dead Space, so we know how Ishimura looks. But yeah, I just want to see how well it came across.
And there's two reasons why we want to do that. First, at Motives, one thing that really is important for us is that we want to create a game that excites players. And I think that SARS Squadrons was actually a great example of this. It came from the nostalgia that the team had over the X-Wing versus TIE Fighter franchise, and it carried through in the experience that they created. And it's a little bit what we want to do for Dead Space.
Okay.
We see this project, and we want to make sure that we're honoring the legacy, that we stay true to the source, true to the original. And for us, the best way to do that is to engage with the community early on, to be able to give you first look inside, like behind the curtain, and see the game that we're making, and be able to think, to see how we're tackling it. And we've actually been doing this since the very beginning of the project. We got in contact during the conception phase with the community council that we created some hardcore Dead Space fans that remain active even after years.
What's up, Rob? Appreciate that, brother.
Dead Space franchise. And with this community council, we've established a relationship where we gave them first look at some of the executive presentations that we were making within EA, some of the creative brief, game design documents, first playable footage of the game. And in exchange, we asked them brutal feedback. Like, what are we making? Is it good? Is it what fans expect out of this remake?
Where does it suck?
Where does it suck? Like, most importantly. And for this live stream today, we're actually thrilled to have two of the community council members with us, joining us. So we have Jackie Butler and Khalif Adams joining us for this live stream. Hello, Jackie. Hi, Khalif.
Oh,
how are you?
Oh my
Hi,
goodness.
Phil. Hi, Roman. We're doing great. Very excited to be here.
Is that Jackie Butler? Hey, I haven't seen her in a while. Okay.
Good. I see they got you all made up, looking cute. I love it. I appreciate it. I'm Khalif Adams, one of the hosts, or the host of the Spawn on Me podcast. I'm super excited to be here. I'm a huge Dead Space fan. I've been waiting for this for a very long
Oh, you
time.
talking about Callisto Protocol? Callisto Protocol is still being developed.
On
We're not
planet.
getting info on that
Jackie,
for a
let the
minute.
folks at home know a little bit more about you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jackie Butler. I'm a cardiac nurse extern, soon to be RN, as well as a streamer and content creator here on Twitch. Let me tell you, Khalif,
She's a Twitch
Roman,
creator.
Phil, there's
Like
very
a
few
content
games
creator.
that I wish I could experience for the first time
She
again.
real cool.
One of those is obviously Dead Space. So I'm literally over the moon to be here. No pun intended, you know what I'm saying? So let's get straight into it and talk about the Dead Space remake.
Oh,
Right,
Callisto
let's get
Protocol?
started.
So we're
Wait,
gonna
is that
dive right
it?
in with the classic dark and claustrophobic headbanger hallway. Shown here on the screen is what Dead
Okay.
Space looked like in 2008.
I'm about to say.
Although revolutionary for its time.
Uh-huh.
Let's see the design process and how it looks now. Roman and Phil, can you show us more?
Yeah, so actually, one of the first things that we did was we went back to the legacy assets for the game. So we wanted to recreate with the proxies, the full ship, the Ishimura, to recreate
What's up?
it. And then our art team went in and started an added level of details to the environment so that we could have a higher fidelity and start seeing what can the game look like on next generation of consoles. So we went in, added details, then started working on the shaders and the materials to try to have that metallic look that we were after, and just like to get the right materials out of the environment. From there, we did like a first pass at lighting to try to get the mood right, because the atmosphere of Dead Space is pretty much on lighting, and then on VFX to try to get like that full picture.
No, she's a Twitch. She's a Twitch.
What are we after? What are we trying to achieve?
She's a Twitch
And
creator.
it looks great
Like,
on a few
streamer, I mean.
stills, but it actually looks way better in game.
That looks
So what type
good.
of engine did you guys use to create this? And what
That looks
graphics are you using
good.
for?
So great question, Jackie. We're using Frostbite
But that
as our
look
dev
good.
engine. And
Yo,
we're
that look
going
good.
For, obviously, IN graphics, IN fidelity, and our
That
focus
shit look
is
good.
on lighting, VFX, and just overall audio experience to make sure that we would deliver the right atmosphere, something that was key in the original game.
Yeah, so I know we have a real live functional build currently. Can you bring that up? And this again is a work
That's
in
early
progress.
pre-production. Okay.
So yes, that's super early.
Ooh.
Like, it's end of pre-production build. We are just starting
Oh, that looks
production,
good.
So it's really, really, really far from being done. But one thing we really wanted.
Bro, that's dynamic
touch
lighting
on it,
101,
it's
yo.
really
That looks
wanted to make
amazing.
sure that we nail the ambience and not only the look,
Dude, that looks
the
sick.
lighting, the VFX, the fog, but also nail that ambience. Give you the
That's
feeling
one-
that you're in the Ishimura, you're inside.
I
the
know.
corridors. And not only it's in engine.
Wait, is that the new
it's in
suit?
game.
Hold on, is that the new
And
suit?
like,
Yeah, that's the new suit.
It's
Ooh.
not the original, it's a new one. It's still work in progress. It's gonna be improved.
Does he talk in this one, or I'm guessing he doesn't talk? Like they're keeping it up to date like the first one. He probably doesn't talk. Look at the new walking, the walking animation, y'all. He walks heavier, like he slouched over heavier.
It looks
This
so
is-
good.
Very much what we should be expecting.
Yo,
out of
that shit look good.
Graphics.
It's really.
Bro, look at the reflection of the fucking bronze.
So
That look
it has been
good.
13 years, you know, since the original game
Ooh.
came out. why is this remake happening now, and what
that
exactly
should look good. Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that?
So, one thing that's
oh my God, it looks good.
And that's why it's for PS5, Xbox Series, or for PC, is that it's not about one thing. Like Dead Space is a super strong experience, and so it's really about improving on a lot of different elements to create that original but still new experience, whether it's the new lighting and ray tracing, whether, like Phil mentioned, it's about audio, whether it's improvements to gameplay and having new zero-G, or as you're going to see maybe later, improvements on dismemberment and how you actually deal damage to the enemies, whether it's about having an unbroken and continuous experience. It's about doing a lot of improvements and how we enrich that experience. And so that's really what that remake is about.
Yeah, because we have been looking at
Reddit,
we've been looking online, and there has been some people in the community noting that the game already stood the test of time. This is still considered to be quote unquote a perfect game.
Exactly, and so like we show, like I mentioned, what's really important for us, it's to capture that original ambience, that original experience, but like you've never experienced before, and that's really the age we're after, I believe.
Yeah, and I mentioned it earlier. Like we want to make sure that we're honoring the legacy. That's one of our production pillars that we have for the game. But at the same time, we want to make it relevant for today. Like the games have evolved a lot since the original Dead Space came out. From obviously graphics, which is like the easiest way to see how it changed. But also as far as systems.
Not easiest necessarily to make.
Well, no, not easiest to make. No, that's for sure. But as far as systems, as far as just opportunities for gameplay and how to leverage it, that's something that we think that, given the evolution that Dead Space had within its own franchise with Dead Space 2 and Dead Space 3, but also how the franchise, how just the game industry evolved outside Dead Space, there's opportunities for us to make a better, a more complete experience, let's say.
Yeah, I'm just blown away at how good everything looked from just even that small glimpse into the engine. It feels like, I know you're saying it's really, really early. It's really, really early, but it's just, this is my goodness. What is it going to look like when you wind up getting kind of further down the line? So that's really fantastic.
We might keep some surprise for later.
Nice.
So can you please now show the stat comparison of the original 2008 game versus the current?
Bro, look at the way the angle looks. Look at that. Oh my God.
Your favorite game in a certain
look
way,
at that
great,
comparison.
but then when you see improvements, it's wow.
That really is night and day.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see just how far we've come in terms of technology, right? Like it was only 13 years ago, but it seems like we've gone leaps and bounds where we're able to kind of take all the kind of small details you're seeing on the newer model of Isaac is really fantastic to see.
What are your current goals for the remake exactly? How are you going to honor the legacy of Dead Space? Because that is huge shoes to fill. Bar is high.
Well, it is definitely.
Wow.
And like the team is actually extremely passionate. We're referencing a lot to the original game, having a lot of looks at it. And like I said, by making it relevant, we're looking at different games and what they did and see how can we bring it back inside Dead Space. So one of the example is something that we're trying to do is to have an unbroken experience, to make the game fully seamless. And how can that create an experience where the player
are y'all really are y'all getting y'all see what I'm talking about? Y'all see how big the shoulders look, like the armor? You actually you actually look like you're gonna be like you're armored. So when you get the beefier suits down the road, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all get the more advanced suits. That armor, you're gonna legit look like a tank going through the hallways. And the hallways are bigger. They stretched them out a bit. Yeah, they're a lot bigger. So that means that these damn necromorphs, bro, that looks good.
We don't want any cut. So there should be no loss.
Oh yeah.
The full ship should be walkable from end to end seamlessly, etc. There's a lot of
that looks so good.
Start to unfold when you start to
wow, what a treat.
Really unbroken immersion.
And
yes,
really,
sir. What a treat.
Like we gave ourselves an objective. Like if possible,
I want this to be perfect.
Wanted to take the controller and play for 12 hours straight, never putting that down.
You ain't got to worry about me. You know what I'm saying?
Because they were so immersed within the game, and that's what we're after. That's like the type of immersion that we want to be able to achieve.
Wow. That's going to be a back-of-the-box quote. You can't.
What a fucking reveal.
I appreciate it. But I also heard you talk
about
Prime Time? You want to double down on, or at least really focus in on what makes Dead Space fantastic around the horror aspect.
And they're still in early, bro, guys, they're still in early form. They're not even finished.
So, of course, horror, it's
this shit's crazy. They're still in early. Oh, my God.
And it's about a lot of in Dead Space. So, of course, the story, it's about that. It's that iconic survival horror story. You're alone, trapped on that hulking spaceship. But the main element for us was to get the ambience right, and so that's why we started with elements like, for example, the headbanger corridor or the workshop that you can see in the teaser, is to make sure that we capture the ambience. It's about more than just the gore or the monsters or the story or the character. It's really about the Ishimura and how isolated and stressed you feel when you're inside that ship. And so that's really an important pillar for us. And so that's why we want you to be fully immersed and to never be able to pull out from that experience.
The pacing was so good. Like, it was a masterclass in pacing, the original Dead Space, to keep you on the edge of your seat all the time. And that's actually something that we challenged the team early on. Like, how can we make sure that we don't break that recipe, that we don't break the right amount of nothing happening that's going to actually increase the level of tension when you're playing. And so far, the team's been taking that challenge and doing an amazing job at it. And it's always something that's at the back of our head in every review that we're doing, and they're delivering amazing work on it.
It's one of the things, it's how can we keep players constantly on their toes, and we might have some surprise coming on that, and on how much you can be surprised even when you're doing something you already know. It's a lot of fun.
So what would this stream be without necromorphs? Isn't that what we are really here for? When we say cut off their limbs, you know, we want you to experience every gory detail of dismembering iconic necromorphs. Now we will showcase our dismemberment gym. The dev team has created a peeling system that will be implemented into combat. Would you mind telling us more about the original
system goes the necromorphs.
The new system and what peeling actually means?
I think actually something that's very important, as you can see with the feet, like it is definitely a gym, and it's intentional that we showcase this because we're so early with it. Visually, we're not.
Oh, you can pull the blades off and shoot them at them. Okay.
That's what we want to talk about, and what is the system that we have in mind.
I don't think you could do that in the first one. I don't remember. I think that was a big staple in the second. I think you could pick them up. I don't think you can shoot them back. You know what I mean? Like strategic. I think that was only in 2. So it looks. This fucking looks insane.
A lot of those modelizations are not final and missing a lot of things like flesh tearing, etc. But one thing that is important for us that I just showed, it's first, of course, dismemberment is back. And it's back with all the depth and fun you can have in that space. But one thing we wanted to, and those are the only things, those are the things you can say only on that space. One of the thing we wanted to improve about that experience is when you're using a weapon.
That's facts, Rob. That is facts.
Weapon, like something not like the plasma cutter.
Look at the new pulse rifle.
You can just shoot at anything, and really you have that instant feedback of the limb getting cut, etc. But when you had a different weapon,
and it's got haptics, y'all. They confirmed haptics.
How was he reacting, etc. It was not necessarily as visceral and as clear as the original. And so that's the thing we're working on at the moment.
Well, you could do that in the old one? I thought you only could do that in part 2. I don't remember you can pull the blades off of them. Really? I don't remember that. I thought that was only in 2.
Is allowing us to really remove, so at the moment, the flesh out of the bones of the enemy, and to give you
what up, Callie?
a good sense not only of gore and aura and ambience, but also of how much damage.
Look at the damage on the legs.
Is my weapon actually useful?
Like the damage you're leaving on the legs as you shoot. That is awesome.
And that's something for me that is really interesting. And so when we were
bro, he's shooting flesh off of it, even in the body. Holy shit.
An example of what we can do is that we don't have anymore to choose which
I'm
feature
loving
we
this.
actually want to push. We can have dismemberment. We can have much more precision and body destruction. We can have seamless loading for the whole ship, etc., etc. And that's something really, really interesting for us. And another thing that is actually really interesting is that system. So again, for the moment, it's really early. For the moment, you're only showcasing it on the naked slasher, so you only see it with the flesh, but of course later it's going to support like the claw, body
they haven't shown stages
yet. Weak points, etc. But it also improved one of the core of shooting in Dead Space, which is around the precision, and not only the precision of my weapon, but as an example, the precision of the plasma cutter. And so if I was to shoot, let's say, on that leg, then if I'm shooting here, I'm not going to cut the leg because I'm not shooting at the place where the bone is actually visible. If I want to cut that leg now, I need to be much more careful and precise in my aiming and in
they said haptics.
For us, what is interesting is that it opened a whole new layer of shooting and combat loop where you can have some weapons that are better at carving through the enemies, some weapons that are better at cleaning them. Sorry for the mic. Some weapons that are better at cleaning the enemy and removing the flesh, and tissue, etc. And that's something really
look at
really
the fucking
anytime Roman speaks about dismemberment, he gets overly passionate and expressive about it. Even with the team internally, he shows a lot of passion in that topic. So
yeah,
I can just imagine
Let's
you being
go.
talking to somebody who's like, yeah, we need to get more body dismemberment and more destruction on the body, and people are just like, what in the heck is he talking about? But it looks great.
Sometimes,
it looks amazing.
Sometimes there's weird moments like that in the team where you do a meeting about dismemberment and blood and gore and dead bodies, and you misspell somebody's name and you're inviting somebody else to that meeting that is not part of the team, and they go like,
oh no. Brace yourself, strap in. So Roman, on what level can we expect the detail of filleting necromorphs, essentially? How detailed are we talking here?
What up, Hunter?
In terms of the body destruction, the peeling, it's going to be really super detailed, as we can see on that video. So that's
if you hit that looks crazy. Basically, if you hit the joints, skin comes off, like flesh comes off the bones. That's basically what they did.
It's really super precise.
Wow.
It's exactly where you're aiming, where you're shooting. It's exactly respecting
the flesh comes off
of the projectile at the enemy. If
That's
it was fire, you would see it going through the body of your enemy and burning the flesh, etc. It's the peeling, that body destruction system is going to be super precise.
Yeah, you can melt. Yeah, you can melt them with the fire going.
Where you're able to cut the necromorph's limbs. Here, where we want to improve it, because we feel like characters like the slasher, for example, it was already really deep in terms of gameplay. Like they had different behavior based on whether you were cutting the legs or the head, where they go berserk, etc. So here our goal, it's for enemies like slasher, it's not necessarily to improve or give more precision on where you can cut the enemy. It's more to try to extend that fun and that depth to other enemies that tend to be lighter in terms of dismemberment and behavior, like for example,
I had to snip that.
Or the brute. Like, I can't wait to show you when you get behind the brute and you start to peel his back and dig for weak points.
Oh, I can't wait.
That's the type of improvement we're going for.
Get to the weak points.
Yeah, I love the peeling of the different layers of skin down to the organs and bones, especially coming from a medical background. It's just insane to see. The level of expectation is very much up here, and we'll hold you accountable.
One thing that you might have noticed quickly in the prototype, and that's something we want to experience a bit more, we want to dig a bit more, it's when you actually cut a limb, but there's still a layer of flesh. We don't necessarily always want the limb to go out and fly away, and sometimes we keep it attached by the layer of flesh or tendrils to the body. So currently that VFX is missing, but the technology to keep it attached and dangling is there. And so you can grab those with kinesis to make it a bit faster to dismember them, and then you can throw them back to the opponent. I think we'll speak a little bit more about kinesis after, but that's also the power and weapon synergy loop. That's also something we want to try to improve in the Dead Space remake.
Yeah. By bringing it back, like it gives you an option to. We actually took back the impalement from Dead Space 2, so it gives you an option to actually impale your enemies that's right in front of you and using it as a projectile against your enemies. So it gives you more creative opportunities to kill your enemies, really.
So that means that we're going to continue to have cut off your limbs, and we're going to have dangle your limbs too. Be the thing that people are going to start screaming in the chat pretty soon. One of the other, you talked about, how some of these pieces of tech are adding to the improvements of what this remake is going to wind up being. I'd love to hear you kind of talk a little bit more about, some other improvements that we've seen, not only in scale in terms of, rooms that we've seen before. We saw the headbanger room a second ago, but
I gotta see the egg layers, right? Is that what they're called? The infectors, the flying ones. I think that's what they were. I gotta see how those look.
Going from an improvements perspective.
No, the ones that they're like flat and they like attach to you. Those ones. I see those. Bro, look at the way the ship looks at night in the levitation. Holy shit!
You're thinking about in terms of improvements in this layer.
Bro, I might have to talk about this.
For us, really going back to the original Dead Space.
Bro, look at the repulsors in his hands. Like, bro, that looks so good.
Super early build that we felt we could.
This is a love letter, hands down. This is a love letter to fans.
And immersion, it's the zero-G, and how you would move around in zero-G, and that's something that was really.
They definitely are talented. That's for sure. They definitely did their thing.
Dead Space 2 and 3.
Damn, this is gonna be crazy because when we get to the regenerator, you know what I'm talking about? Oh no, that's gonna be intense with this.
That mechanic of flying around when you're in zero-G, and with much more 360-degree freedom. And now you can't play Dead Space and really.
Damn, I'm pissed. We let Danny off because Danny pretty much got to play that other horror game. He should be playing this.
Improve a bit on, like for example, now you can interact as you fly around. You can go into.
Well, what the hell? You can fly? Oh wait, no, the zero gravity stuff.
It allows us to revisit.
Oh, they redid it. Holy shit.
New ways to navigate, new paths, like here in the original.
Okay, so there's new ways to navigate.
Through where you came from. And here, it allows us to create new environments with eventually new challenges to surprise also the people that know the game and will be like, oh, wait. What's that? What's this? And no,
bro, they are flexing with the studio
so
right
it's really delivering on the fantasy of being in space, making sure that we're able.
So you don't even have to be in zero gravity to pull out the jet boots.
Where there was zero-G, which was the Superman jump back in Dead Space 1, and
oh,
now applying full 360 motion and finding ways to provide a real challenge in those type of environment.
Wow.
And so far, there's been very good ideas like this one about how can we retraverse through the same environment and provide something new for the players. So we're definitely on the lookout for these opportunities when we revisit each of these gameplay sections.
Love that.
Yeah, for me in the original game, that zero-G jump was very disorienting. I don't know if anyone else agrees with this, but it made me very disoriented. So seeing quality of life improvements carried from 2 back into 1 with the thrusters and the movement is incredible. That's a huge improvement as is. You know, it's funny. The community quickly recognized and deciphered the Morse code from the Ishimura in the original reveal that we had, people figured it out right away from the blinking flash.
Bro, we haven't even seen Isaac yet. We haven't seen his actual face. We haven't seen him. We haven't seen Nicole.
Where was that?
What's his name? Was it Hypeman? I think it was Hypeman.
But yeah.
But no, it's really interesting because then also, like I was mentioning, it allows us to revisit to the zero-G areas.
Either Hypeman or him. I think it was
new ones, and add a whole set of different challenges, in that were not present in Dead Space 1. That we can now create because you have all that freedom of motion across that one big ship.
Yep. There was also one question and topic that was prevalent throughout the community that we saw time and time again, and
maybe
that is the topic of microtransactions. You know, they were apparent in Dead Space 3, so at this point, can you please be transparent and honest regarding microtransactions?
I do like
and,
the new traversal.
That's
really nice.
So very
smart.
Clear, no microtransaction, none at all. No, not at all.
That's what I'm talking about.
Mentioned already in an interview, I think, yes, no, we don't have that in the remake.
That's awesome. Good. That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, that's good to hear. I think everybody in the chat and everybody in the community.
On the record.
It's on the record
I hope the crowd is going wild. That's what we want to hear, okay?
That's 2 back-of-the-box quotes that we've gotten for the stream already. That's easy. Well done. We've talked a lot about, the improvements, things you kind of want to transition, ways you want to improve, not only the gameplay, but all the systems around it. But I think one of the things we haven't gotten a chance to talk about is how do you want to enrich the storytelling in this game as well? There's lots of different aspects to that, and I'd love to hear more thoughts about how you're trying to broaden and expand that as well.
So about the story and narrative as a broader topic in Dead Space. First, we are not going to change the foundation of the story because that story is really iconic, and it's just a great sci-fi horror story.
All right, so this is gonna
being Isaac and going into that hulking spaceship and feeling alone and isolated as you try to survive all those space zombies and stuff, and trying to find Nicole, trying to solve that mystery about the marker and stuff. All of those core themes of the original, those are elements that not only we really want to continue to have in the game, but that we want to build on top of.
No, I don't think there's going to be loot boxes in here. Unless this was Dead Space 3, then it'll be a full-fledged.
It's really about the
I don't think they'll do it.
Of Dead Space. We want to have more ties with what came after, whether
shout to the new sub. Welcome.
Whether it's the anime, whether it's Dead Space 2.
In fact, let me pull it up.
Back the original in
shout out to Arkin, welcome, and shout out to Mo for follow. Appreciate it.
And yes, sometimes it can be through really soul message or the audio links or message in the environment. Sometimes
I really am, bro. You don't understand how I'm actually legit emotional right now.
But also
like deep down, I'm really just giddy. I'm happy.
On some of the characters around.
I really want to switch personally. I want to cover more games on the platform. I don't know. News is good. I love doing news, giving my opinions, but I love talking about games personally. That's what I want.
Actually, in game,
I might do a video on this.
That's something we want to improve. We want
I start doing that.
To give you the means to actually
because oh boy,
more than look for, learn what happened to her during the outbreak.
Should I do more game pieces, guys? Everybody in the chat, let me know.
Not necessarily improve in the story, but enrich, and that we want to.
I really want to start with Dead Space and go right back on the road.
For that. Again, that's one of those things where, the world building that you wind up doing through the ship and through those small audio logs, and the way you've kind of talked about, bringing up some of those elements into kind of a next layer that we'll be able to get a chance to see. I'm just hyped to see where that's all going to land, because it's just going to be so cool to see what things, when you do that one-to-one comparison, it's like, oh, that thing got changed, got added there.
Yeah, I definitely had same questions on like my first playthrough and the many other times. It's like, What about the marker? What exactly did happen to Senior Medical Officer Nicole Brennan? I just want more of a cohesive, make us whole narrative type situation, which I'm really hoping that you guys deliver on this future game.
You will be one of the first to know, I think.
Oh, man, you know what I'm saying? Touche.
Council privileges.
Bro, it's 13 years really passed, and it's just this shit looks. Oh my god.
In the community have been wondering about, I've been thinking about, and hopefully
everything from the LEDs on the back for the health indicators, the new repulsors. It looks so good, and there's new traversal.
Excuse me, I have something to say.
Oh, what?
Excuse me, I have something to say.
Gunner right.
And it's been a long time coming.
It's Gunner right.
Hi, I'm Gunner Wright, and I'm excited to announce that I'm reprising my role as Isaac Clarke.
Welcome back, King. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Allowing me to give Isaac a voice. I can't wait to suit up, throw that rig on, and do my best to try to keep Isaac alive.
Oh my
Although
god.
I have a feeling some of you might try to keep me from doing that. In the words of Isaac Clarke, stick around. I'm full of bad ideas.
That's what I'm talking about. That's amazing.
Oh man, let's go.
He has to. He's Isaac.
Oh my
He
goodness.
has to.
Yeah, also they didn't play they didn't play Dead Space 2, obviously. He said that in Dead Space 2.
Share some thoughts on Gunner coming back.
Let's go, the fucking king himself.
Actually, it was one of the first things that we discussed with the council at the very beginning. Like, it was one of those open questions that we had.
That's right, no recast, literally. Okay, so they got hit up. I forgot her name, but she played Ellie.
Dead Space 2, Dead Space 3. Gunner played
They got hit her up.
an amazing part in this and delivered a great performance to create that character. And so for us, it was really a question like, oh, should we voice him for this remake or not? Should we stay? Which is why, like, we engage in that conversation.
Yeah, because
folks on the council.
Yeah, because when we get into Dead Space 2, we got to see if they'll bring back what's the name, y'all? Y'all remember?
What was clear?
What's that dude's name?
Well, if
the dude who goes crazy. Was it Strom?
It has to be Gunner. Isaac is Gunner.
They gotta bring Strom back.
So, like, we started to have these discussions with casting, and it became very, very clear.
Oh, dude,
rapidly
that's so
that
awesome.
For us, that was the right angle to tackle this topic.
Yes, for me, it's so first, as a fan of Dead Space, before even being on that project, it was, yeah, Gunner is Isaac. And revisiting Dead Space 1, amazing game, and revisiting Isaac, for me, we needed Isaac to be in Dead Space 1. And so that's why, for me, it was really important, and I was so happy to be able to have him be Isaac in Dead Space 1. But one thing that is really important for us, there is something that is key in the Dead Space theme and ambience. It's the isolation. You're alone. You're alone on that spaceship. You're alone facing those enemies. It's really that feeling of being isolated and alone. And sometimes hearing a voice, it fights against that. Like, you know, you're going to the basement, it's dark, and you're looking for the light, and you talk to yourself because it's reassuring, especially when you're alone in the dark.
Oh, man.
And so that's something we didn't want it to break in Dead Space. And so Isaac is only going to talk. One of the rules that we have is that Isaac is only going to talk when he's being talked to. He is going to respond. He's going to engage with Eamon. He's going to engage with Kendra and so on. He's going to be part of those discussions. But then...
Wow, he will talk in the game. Okay.
When you're alone in that dark...
Yeah, because he didn't talk in the first original.
He's not going to talk. He's not going to break that immersion.
That's
He's not
awesome.
going to break that feeling of isolation. But one thing that was important for us, for Isaac as a character, is he's not a space marine. He's a really specific type of character. Not only is Isaac, but also he's an engineer. And so we really wanted to give him more a sense of being the main character of that story, giving more sense of agency on what's going on. And so when there's a new objective, when there's a discussion about how are we going to blow that barricade, how are we going to restart the engine of the ship, we wanted Isaac to be part of that discussion. We wanted Isaac to be part of the solution. He's the expert. He's the space engineer. And so that's
I got Aliens Fire Team. I kind of want to platinum it. I just haven't been on it. I get back on and on stuff.
On that perspective, so here it is. Gunner is back.
PS5.
Couldn't be happier about that.
We couldn't either.
Are you picking it up?
Jackie, any more thoughts about Gunner being back in the game?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
No, I'm very excited. I mean,
it's gonna be annoying though when you get in heavy, harder
very
levels.
Much told you guys that is exactly what we wanted, and I'm really glad that followed through. Everything came through. Very excited.
Yeah, I am hyped. Even though I did not get the part, it's okay, Gunner. We will let you rock as Isaac this time around. You know, Dead Space 2 remake. I will be Isaac at some point.
You're a close second, Khalif. Close second.
See, this is why I love you. I appreciate. See, this is again another back of the box.
Yeah, that's one thing I really wanted them to add. I'm glad they added that for this one. He does
we're
talk.
Almost out of time, but I want to give you two gents a little bit of time just to share again any last thoughts you have with the folks here watching the chat and everybody else out in the land who are Dead Space fans right now.
Yeah, well, one thing, like I said at the beginning, the purpose for us to do this is to hear your feedback, hear your thoughts. So hopefully we've shown a few assets, we've talked about the game. Hopefully that triggers some discussion that we're able to look and see and understand what's important for the community. So that's really the purpose for us, and we hope that the community is going to engage so that we can get that feedback back.
And another important element really for us is that we've started a little bit less than a year now on that project, and we start to have some amazing things, I think, and its production is just starting.
Yeah.
And I'm incredibly amazed and proud of everything the team is doing.
Shout out to them for giving me, bro. I'm so hyped to talk right now about this.
Again, for everything they're doing, and not only because I do believe it's amazing, but also because it's really difficult time.
Hey, David Johnson, shout out to you for the subscribe, my guy. Thank you. Welcome. Appreciate that bell icon so you won't miss anything.
Being able to see all those assets, all those arts, the gameplay they are building in that context, I'm just like, wow, I'm blown away. Like,
the team's amazing.
Thank you very much, guys.
That was a really beautiful concept art you had on the screen there. It was medical. It was stunning. I can't wait for everyone to see that in the actual game shipped.
Yes.
This is so pretty. I want this as a desktop background.
Right? Seriously. I don't want to live there, but I want that as a piece of my desktop art for sure.
Yeah.
We can hook you up, Jackie. We can hook you
up.
Nice. Jackie, before we get up out of here, any last words for the folks at home?
No, I had a wonderful time.
Bruh.
And I want to thank Motive and EA, for allowing Khalif and I to be a part of this wonderful community. Thank you, Roman and Phil. And, also thank you, all those unsung heroes, on the dev team working hard to make this ship for the best possible thing, So thank you so much.
Yeah, and I'll just end out and say, again, Phil and Roman and the rest
just
of
now
the
noticing
team,
that, sure.
you all are putting in such great work to bring this game back to life in a fantastic way. I, as a huge fan, am extremely excited to dangle their limbs and do all of those things within that game. And we hope that also our friends and our compadres over in the council as well, we hope we did you proud today. Everybody at home who's watching the stream, make sure you go check out Dead Space Twitter account so you can get some more updates when they go live. And again, thank you so much for being here today. Take care. And
I'm going to reach out to him and see if we can get him on the show. That'd be great. Yeah. And so we can get him on the show. One of you want to talk with us? That's cool. Awesome. Seriously. Really, really great. Yeah. That was really great. Like, wow. Oh, yeah. The sounds look great. The atmosphere is there. They completely brought the heat with this. I have no fear going into this whatsoever. Bruh. Wow. All right. Let's final verdicts. Everybody in the chat, final verdicts. What you guys think? How y'all feeling? I thought that was 10 out of 10 reveal. Especially when I look back at the original. Oh my god. Holy shit. Like, y'all don't understand. Like that. Oh my god. Wow. Yes, sir. Like that is everything. And it's only it was literally a sneak peek. Shout out to Joan Purse. But it was literally just a sneak peek. And in that small sneak peek they gave you everything. They didn't even have to show the Bro, they didn't even have to show you the fast necromorphs or nothing. Kind of makes you wonder, are they adding their own spin on those, bro? That's interesting. They look good. The new dismemberment looks great. You can shoot off pieces of flesh. Bruh. Wow. God tier. Yep, haptic feedback. The new reticles. Yep, the new reticles for the pulse rifle and the plasma cutter. Like all that stuff just looks fucking fantastic. Like all that stuff just, oh my god, it really does come across a treat from what we saw, man. I guess that's it for it. I'm still kind of up in arms right now. Yeah. What's the name of the studio? Hold on, let me look at the studio. It's what? EA Motive. Okay. I'll definitely ask. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. It's that cockpit game. Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Wow. EA, I mean, if y'all have any like hate towards EA, I think they literally redeemed themselves with just the first screenshot of this alone just blows us away. That's crazy, man. 2008. 2022 release. They're shooting for next year. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and get into this. I'm gonna have a video up for it. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Make sure you guys check out Big Mike and me on Saturdays. Platform Podcast, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Of course, Fridays RGT. Oh, it's Eastern Time. It's 2. EP. What the hell's wrong? That's Pacific, idiot. Anyway, 2 Eastern for Platform RGT Fridays, 5 p.m. Eastern. Got some fun with this, but man, what a fucking reveal. That's awesome, man. And we haven't even gotten into the creatures. We haven't gotten into the all the creatures, like the breathers, the plants. We ain't get into the little thing that was on the ship that you got to shoot off. All that stuff's gonna look dope when we get into it. And the crazy thing is, this is the first game, y'all. Just wait till when we get into the second one. Because you know we're going to get Dead Space 2 Remake. When we get into Dead Space 2 Remake, oh my god, it's going to be even more crazy and chaotic. But let me go ahead and close this down, man. I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed the stream, man. This was great. I'll see you guys on the video. What you about to say, Mike? Yeah, hit that like button. I'll see you guys on